Yakshamesh and the Chukwi. Welcome back. So, how you been doing? I personally I feel rather frustrated today, but you know what always helps with that? Drawing. Anything where you can get lost in your mind. Before we get today's video, I would like to take a second to remind you that the gift is still up for sale, and that auction is for Valley Children's Hospital. I'm sure that one's going to sell eventually. But all my pieces, until they do, I'm going to remind you about them. And of course, I'm always here if you'd ever like to request or commission anything for yourself. Even if you don't personally want to buy something, just if you have a recommendation for something for the channel, I would appreciate any feedback I can get. But I've eaten up enough of your time with this intro, so let's get to the main video. Well, welcome back to the main segment. So what did we do last time? Well, I got this piece of paper and I made this matchup so I could kind of sketch out what I wanted, a less detailed version of what I wanted for the background. And now it comes time to put it on there. And I gotta tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I am terrified. Now, before we start, you may notice again I have a band-aid on my hand. And again, tattoo removal. Don't want to make you look at it. But, I couldn't decide if I wanted to do this or clay today, and, I don't know, clay takes a lot more energy. I figured I should wait till I have better focus for that. Now, it's not really important, but I want to take out some of these pencil lines anyways. Now, as you can see, we made this to match up. It just gives me an idea. I mean, I really like what we came up with. I changed some stuff around. I figured it out. The thing is, okay, here's what I'm worried about. You see how I did this in pen? I want to do that again. It's, I'm really, oh man. I'm nervous because it's my final boy right here. So, I think what we're going to do is I'm going to start doing the ground a bit. And then we're going to start on painting. And I'll probably paint the ground and then the figures. Or the figures, then the foreground, and then we're going to do the background last. And that's going to take a few videos. I mean, I really just wanted to get this out so I knew what I wanted. So, let's just start by cleaning our paper up a bit, huh? Some of these background details. You can see, I mean, I just kind of wrote stuff out to write it out. That's the thing, a lot of this stuff I know will change over time. But some stuff, like, not going to touch Pikachu too much. I want to leave those cheeks on there. And the tail. Psyduck's book of cards. There we go. Okay. Sometimes, like when you're nervous with something, just go somewhere else. I'm gonna have to paint these too. I gotta make sure to make them look like Moo Moo milk. Moo milk. So let's start with some paint cans. Let's pick one that's out in the open. Right here. Get a little ring around the rosy, as they say. Do this, and then we'll do this. Some little. We'll get like a. I'm going to draw a paint splotch, but I'm just going to paint the paint splotches in and not have them have an outline. Like I'm going to get the paint so it looks messier. And you know what? That looks about right. And some of my nervousness is fading away. Yeah, I feel I'm a little uptight right now, but you know what? This is going to help. I want the ones with the bubbled top. I don't know if you've ever dealt with those paint cans, but they normally have like a nipple or a node or a bump. some paint here. Just makes it less of a boring street. I think I'm gonna do my paint. I think I'm gonna pencil in my paint cans, and then I'll come back and I will do the sidewalk segments. Okay. Yeah, I think that back one, I don't think that's needed. It's kind of smooshed in with the milk, a little redundant. I think we'll just get like one more over here. Oh, you know what? 4 guys, 4 tags, 4 colors. Alright, so I'm going to have to make sure to make it their corresponding colors for their tags. That's what you call environmental storytelling right there. Let's reference back to those who don't know. I made these little graffito tags. And yeah, I'm saying it like that because Marge Simpson, for them. I changed his a little bit. And of course, Pikachu is going to be yellow. I might do some of them in acrylic on top, just so it looks on top and it stands out more. But each can will represent. Then I'll be like, hey, did they paint this or did they just come tag up someone else's work? You know what had a lot of cool graffiti was Rumble in the Bronx with Jackie Chan. I really loved the set decorations for that. I really don't mind graffiti like that. The only graffiti that bothers me is a really lazy gang graffiti. It'll usually just be like a number and like some dots or some shit. Stupid. And the thing about it is half the time it'll be like you're in the middle of nowhere and it's like a sign on some farmer's property, or it's like the waste towel dispenser in a public restroom, like, oh yeah, you got this on lockdown, homie. It's where I would want my gang name is in the public men's washroom. The thing is, though, I think most of the people who actually do that are like little kids trying to look up to their older siblings. At least that's what it seemed like when I was a kid. You know, I was in elementary school. There was a lot more tags in middle school, and middle school had way more than high school. And it's not because they got better at watching the kids. Also, more swastikas. Freaking, a lot of kids didn't even know what Nazi was, but they knew what a swastika was, and they knew they weren't supposed to draw it. So, of course, like, if you're going to open up a textbook, you're going to see a bad drawing of a penis or a swastika. Or X3. That was my school experience. Go in the bathroom. Keep changing pins a lot in this video. I keep getting shitty pins. Oh, I fucked this one up a bit. I think I can fix it if I just... There we go. It's like there's a line going through here of me fucking up. But mistakes are part of life, and you can either deal with them and try to fix them, or you can just let them ruin everything and give up. I am going to just fix it. Okay, so I got all my paint cans now. So I feel a little steadier now that I've used my hands, but oh man, that's making me nervous. So what I want to do is go get a drink of Dr. Pepper and come back and smash this. And it'll be instantaneous for you. After a quick word from our sponsor, which we don't have any. So again, Dr. Pepper. How many times do I have to say Dr. Pepper in my video before they'll send me one? Oh man, did the cool, refreshing tingle of Dr. Pepper save my day. You know, we're probably like 10 minutes into this. I already feel like I'm in a noticeably better mood myself. That's why it's important to get time to do things like this are good for you. So I'm going to erase my background again. And I'm going to talk about my idea for how I'm going to address this. I'm going to cry like a little girl. I might. I'm laughing, but I might. So, I think you can see the outline there. And a lot of times when you see street art, you'll actually see the underlines. So I think I'm going to do something similar. I'm going to get a color pencil. I'm going to kind of line it out. And then I'm going to get a paint marker and I'm going to go over it. Then I'm going to add all the shadowing and shit. And I'm going to layer it the same way I did the other one. Oh, that's the thing, though, is, like, I gotta paint this in, right? I'm getting ahead of myself just because I really want to do the background. So, I can't do that yet. I forgot. I gotta paint the foreground. Still a little scatterbrained today, you know? So, here, let's erase this up and let's get some painting done. Oh, my inference lines on my Raichu. No. I'm just going to have to look up art of them again. I might do the milk bottles, I haven't decided yet with color pencil. Just because they're so small. And you see how I'm doing this with my fingers? I'm trying to stay between there when erasing. Now this paper, again, I use the thickest paper and a very low pulp. So it doesn't like look blurry. So my paper doesn't crinkle up that much. But the thinner your paper is, the more likely it is to crinkle. This is how you prevent that. There's so many times, especially as a child, I would draw something. And when I started inking it, I'd go to erase something and completely ruin the drawing. Because it would... Okay. So, I didn't think today would be a painting video, but let's get painting. Oh yeah. Ow. Hurt my finger. There we go. Okay. Get my water cup. Don't forget to bring a towel. Oh, yep, you need a towel when you paint. Oh, I forgot I want to do my sidewalk segments. Just ink those in real quick. It's not going to be that hard. It'll be a bit like this. Now I commonly draw outside the margin. That's because, well, again, it's like the whole photograph effect is life is usually larger than your margin. Also have my colors fade out. And unlike other days, today I will have some paper to test on instead of just testing in the margins of my thing the whole time. Although I've kind of already been doing that. That'll be to the side. Kind of have my hand going over it. This will also help give me an example if I'm bleeding over at all. Oh wow, Drowsy looks really weird without his pants. I got my towel. Got my brushes, my wah. Okay. Oh, I need something to look up my samples. Now, coincidentally, a lot of the Pokemon I picked are yellow. And a lot of their clothing is black. So. Let's see what kind of mix we can get on this. So start up looking up Drowsy, huh? Or printed out samples for the Darmanitan. Can you see that? There we go. There's like he's pointing at him. Alright, get some of my brushes over here. I'm going to start with the brown. Again, like the Machop, I'm going to do a lot of these guys really light. And go in and add shadowing. And this guy's a little too light. This is more of a first layer. And I'm going to go back and add shadowing. Now you might notice when I'm brushing, I'm not just trying to fill out the area, I'm actually kind of going with the shape. And even though we're not trying to make brush marks, you do inevitably make brush marks. And pretty much if you make a grain, if it's going a certain way, it helps with the illusion when they are there. Okay. Let's start at him belly. You know, I have this dark spot. You remember how I said, well, you may not have been here in a previous video. You can get this line, like you see I'm getting this dark line. And there's a way to get around that, and I'll show you in a second. Right now I'm just getting some water. I'm trying to spread this out as much as I can. Okay, so the way we're going to get around that is we're going to actually get more paint and come up from the bottom. But the problem is, at the second, he's a little too wet. So I'm going to go put in a little more brown, possibly on my Raichu. Now, I remember Raichu had very distinctive foot clovers, I'm going to call them, for lack of a better word. I definitely wanted to get that shape in there while it was fresh in my mind. I'm actually looking at a Raichu miniature here. I'll bring them in camera frame for you. Yeah, I'm a sinner, probably gonna sin again. Lord, forgive me. Fu Manchu. His tail's more of a black. Pikachu's got some brown on it, though. Let's do Pikachu's minor brown. And you know, I know Pikachu's got like this spiky thing. I'm actually going to go over his again with color pencil and accentuate those lines a bit more. See, Raichu's drying up pretty quick. I can like touch his hands up real quick. And touch up these toes. The thing is, I went way too light with Drowzee the first round. And the lighter you are with watercolor, well, the more water you have is basically it. Let's see if we can just get some ears real quick. I could switch to another brush first, but that's the thing. It's like, I say this a lot, is I should do this, but I get so used to using what I'm using and how it's going to mark. So it's like, it might not be the right thing, but I'm using technique to overcome it, mainly using the edge and just feathering it on there. Honestly, I think that looks fantastic. I think that's all the brown, actually, other than his little body. Oh, his ears, the inside of his ears, too. So I can get that real quick. I don't know what that popping... Oh, it's this piece of wood down here. Get that out of the way. Who wants to listen to that? There we go. I'll probably go add back to that a bit in a second. Right now, I'm going to go down here. Yeah, and I'm coming from the bottom. We're going to work our way up to the problem area. I always felt like Pokemon, like the first 150, were a lot more varied. Like you just had like weird favorite animals from all over the world. Where it's like later on, especially Gen 5, once they tried taking it out of Japan, regional things got a little more like specific, you know? I know sometimes like animals in Pokemon, like Corphinch or whatnot, they're not actually native to the area of the games they're in. They're invasive species. You got like a velvety belly. See, and you just go right up to the line. Try to blend in. Like this. And again, I'm gonna go, when I go over and I do my darkens, like this part blended a lot better than that part. I'll be able to go back though and touch this all up later. It'll look great. I'm gonna try to put a little more right here. And it kind of blends it. But it's also getting a little too wet. We're just gonna give it one more brush over. And just kind of lightly dab more in some areas. And we're gonna let him set with his brown. So I'd say next, probably high yellow. We got a lot of high yellow moths right here. So I'm gonna say like his feet, his bill, Pikachu, Raichu's tail to an extent, the inside of his ears, his cheeks. And of course I gotta remember Pikachu's red cheeks. I kind of want to do this binder separately. I don't know. The binder's making me nervous. I mean, I could just look up a Pokemon card real quick. You know, I really don't... I feel nervous about forgetting Pikachu's red cheeks. So what I'm going to do... Come over here to make sure my brush is clean. There's still a little brown in there. I'll actually try to make a picture out of my drippings. We'll see if something comes out of it today. Or over time. I'm just going to get some red. Perfect. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. And not quite as red as I want, but again, I can go and touch them up later. I think it'll be easier to avoid them this way than it would be to avoid nothing and put it in later. So let's go to our high yellows. Again, we got a lot of red left over in here, so it's actually why I use these dishes you can get in the corner there. And okay, it looks pretty clean now. Yeah. Let's start over here with this yellow for our higher yellows, and then we'll go to that one for some of our deeper ones. And that is bright as my neighbor. So we're going to start with your feet. Oh, yeah, that's way more vivid than the yellow color pencil. And see, I know kind of where it's going to run out, so I'm going, that's why I did down in the edge, because now when I go up here, it's going to look different. But they'll blend together nicely, and when I come at it with the color pencil in a minute, ooh, why is that saturating out like that? I don't like that. When I come at it with a color pencil and kind of sure up where I already put the darker spots, however minor they are, I think I'm going to actually do Raichu's cheeks before doing the Pikachu. Just because I'm nervous. Beautiful. Now if we can just match it. So I like that. Okay. So our Pikachu. Nerve-wracking it is. He's like the only one that's going to be like this yellow too, or else it's going to be like a burnt more yellow. I'm still not quite sure what to do about Raichu. He might be more of an orange. He got a little paunch on him too. There we go. Again, I'm kind of going with the shape. A little over there, but I can clean that up in a minute. I mean, it looks pretty Pikachu to me. And that is what's important. This other paper, though, I feel isn't helping. I'm getting my hand wet. And Pikachu's tag is yellow, so I might as well go and fill in his paint splotches, too. Here, I'll do that now. Just these little hands here. Yes. Yes. Okay. Now, the face, which has a lot of hazards. But I think Chew can do it. Trying to dab more than brush because that's what's going to help keep it from saturating where I don't want it to saturate. It's easier to control it and not get those lines from it bleeding. Pretty much gotten around most of the problem spots. Wow. Oh, that made me nervous. It's like a good nervous though, you know. It's like your first time's kissing the lady. Oh, his tail and then Raichu. I'm gonna start at the tip. I thought it was supposed to be a lightning bolt. I thought Raichu's did it a lot better, like PK, the brown at the end, I don't know. I know a lot of Pokemon, though, they would just kind of make one, then they're like, oh, I gotta make another stage for it. And I always wondered who was designed first, Pikachu or Raichu. Like a Rhydon. You know, that's why he looks so different than Rhyhorn. Is Rhydon is the argument, the classic argument, who's the first Pokemon? Well, then he's like, oh, I gotta make another evolution for it. As for who's the first Pokemon, you could say it was Rhyhorn, because he was the first thing designed to be called a Pokemon. You know, you can also say it's Bulbasaur, because he's number 1 in the Pokédex. You could also say it was Arceus, because he's like God in the Pokemon universe and created all the Pokemon. But then you could also say it was Diglett, because some guy conceived of Diglett years before Pokemon and just doodled him up when they were designing Pokemon. He got accepted in as a design. You know, personally, I think the answer is pedantic, and it matters the context of what do you mean by first. Personally, I'd say Rhydon or Rhyhorn, just because he's the first thing designed and called a Pokemon. So, like, our world's canon. Right, that's really good, but the thing is, I really don't know with the Psyduck if I want to do the deeper yellow. Oh, these yellows are bothering me, bro. I mean, I have the gold too. I could try the gold for Raichu, but I don't think it's going to work well. So I'm just going to start grabbing some colors and see what I get. See this one? It looks really orange here, but when you actually like paint with it, it's more of like a school bus yellow. It's like a really firm yellow. I really like it. I guess that's closer to Psyduck, and then Drowsy is closer to Pikachu. I don't know, some people are probably like, it's all the fucking same, you're stupid. I'm just going to paint it how it looks to me. As, you know, personally, I don't know how the world looks to you. Couldn't imagine. It's too much different. I'm going to put in some light color with these cards. I need to change my water out in a minute. Oh, so close. I might just go on and do some color pencil for this. I think pretty much I'm going to complete this whole picture and then do the background. It's the only way I can really conceive getting this done with the complexity of it. I don't like how my side duck looks. Just give them a little more blending here. Let them dry out. See, some ones, the colors just go on great like that, and then you have other ones like the freaking side duck that are a problem. Pikachu looks a little, like he could use some more color. Oh, look at that, beautiful. It looks better to me. I think his face was so delicate. Pikachu looks better now. See, like comparing him to his tail. He's more of like an electric yellow. And less of like a Gatorade yellow. I still think Drowsy is more of the Psyduck yellow. His toenails are yellow too. Ew, he needs that fungus stuff. I wonder what mascots are like in the Pokemon world. Because here we create, well, mascots which are like hyper sensationalized versions of animals. Like they already have hyper sensationalized versions. You think all the stuff people get wrong when interpreting animals, like it would be like that? That looks really good, I think. Rotate it. Wow. Okay, I really like that. I really like how Drowsy turned out. Maybe in the future I should try that with Pikachu, just getting softer with the sharper yellow instead of sharper with the softer yellow. Now the Raichu. Ugh. I'm wondering his clothes too. Should I give him yellow accents? That'd be kind of sick. I kind of want to give him red accents. I think I'm going to paint his body and then figure out what I want his clothing to be like the rest of them. So let's start with the gold here. You know what, first actually let's look up images of Raichu, because that toy got us in trouble before. I hate keyboard clicks. Oh well, look, so look, the older one it's more golden, the new one it's more orange, kind of like that. But I have been going off a more classical, like the Sugimura art, when there is said art available. And I think the gold is actually the way to go. Yeah, I feel a lot less nervous now. Like, oh yeah, that's why I loved him. His color, I talked about that. Like, you make a sweet car seat, like in Drawn Together. You know, a lot of people are going to get pissed off at me for saying this, but I've always kind of liked Raichu a bit more than Pikachu. Just the color, the scheme, the design. I mean, I love Ash's Pikachu. You know, he's like, I think the reason a lot of people kept with the cartoon. He just had a great personality, but yeah, how I like Raichu as a Pokemon does not take away from this other Pokemon who happens to be cool. I'm not saying Pikachu isn't great. Oh man, where'd that line come from? I wonder if you can even see that. Not really. A little line came out of nowhere. I guess I didn't erase good enough. So you gotta make sure you get all your pencil out, because the watercolor will smudge it. Try to go around the cheeks like I did with the Pikachu, but the thing is, yellow like and gold bleeding into each other, not that big of a deal as like red and yellow. That's gonna make orange. I think that's pretty good. I want to do some blacks though, but mainly like the Pokemon's black and not their clothing. I'm gonna save that for a bit later. And I even like the glasses, because I especially I want to save those later. I'm gonna do like his tail, Pikachu's ear, Psyduck's eyes and hairs. I might actually get, for this, the watercolor pencils. This video has gone for a while now, and I like to fill finite, black. These are cool. You just draw away. I'm kind of getting double lines right now, but like with, ooh, it's moist. So I'm going to go over here and just gently. Yeah, be careful. You don't want to do these, like you want to do these as a touch-up because they will run super easy. Like when they get wet, like if I went and I painted the background right now while this is setting, they would be way more likely to bleed out than anything else on the page. And touch his eye up a bit too. I think the Moo glasses, what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint part of them like a light blue. However, I have them at different levels and have some of it white. So I'm going to wait to draw on those details as well. Oh, look, I left the Chew's little shirt white. I remembered to do that. No, I kind of forgot about it till now. My eye just followed the line that I created. That's good. Oh wow, now Pikachu looks normal to me. I'm going to go over the brim of his glasses a little bit too. Okay, and then Raichu. Their jackets, I mean, like, in my mind they're black, but I'm going to do them more of a lighter gray. There's a lot of times like in Pokemon where the lighter gray meant black, you know. I think like a lot of the early Pokemon, them being purple, was also because they wanted them black, but it just really couldn't. I actually like these streak marks, so that's kind of how the Raichu tail look. And you look at this toy, again, this toy's gotten us in trouble. I probably shouldn't even have it out here, but yeah, if I zoom in on this, little fuzzy streaks, something like that. Oh, and the noses, of course, the noses. They don't really have too much depth to them. Okay. Oh, that's what we got for our little rapscallions today. So what do you think? You know, next we'll probably we'll finish up like some of these other elements, like their clothing, the floor, the book, all that, these bottles, and we'll get all that set and really get everything ready for the background. Maybe even start on the background a little bit in the next one. You know, I'll probably be coming Wednesday or so when I will have another free hour or so to give you. But, you know, like I said earlier, I wasn't too happy today. I was a bit of a grumpy Gus, and I feel much more cheerful and relaxed now, and I hope you do too. And I hope, like it has been for me, this has been an enjoyable experience for you, and I'll see you back here again soon. Well, until then, stay safe, and try to have a good one.